Welcome to my channel, All for Health with Jane. Family, I thought that whenever people go into agreement with institutions, especially big institutions such as Legal Aid Board of South Africa, there are contracts that are to be signed. The reason why I am surprised, or the reason why I'm saying I fail to understand how do people get into agreement with such big institutions without signing for these agreements, it's because the first time we heard of these problems was when Mr. Mngomezulu came to assist Attorney Ramosepeli with the trial within a trial. He did that without signing contracts with this Legal Board Aid of South Africa. And now he ultimately had a problem when he was supposed to be paid, because it was like Legal Aid did not give him permission to do it. Legal Aid was not even aware that he is assisting Attorney Ramosepeli. Now today, the defense have requested Mr. Pieterse, who is their ballistic expert, to come and assist them. Pieterse comes, Pieterse quote them whatever amount that he wants to be paid. They do submissions to the Legal Aid Board, only to find the Legal Aid Board will only pay for the services of Pieterse when he advises accused number 3's legal defense, which is who is Advocate Mnisi. So when about two attorneys have been advised already, now the information comes or communication comes from Legal Aid Board that says we are only going to pay for the services that are rendered by Pieterse to accused number 3 and not to all other accused persons. Family, where is the contract when all this take place? I did not expect all this from learned people such as our defense. You know, I didn't expect to see such challenges or problems, you know, affecting learned people like these ones. I thought because these are the people who work with legal issues on a daily basis, so they know procedures to follow. So for them to come today and say now they are faced with a challenge, who is going to foot the bill when it comes to the services that Mr. Pieterse has given for accused number 1 and accused number 2, it is so amazing. It's surprising. It's, you know, I to be honest, I don't understand. Why should this happen? So family, we are going to watch and listen as Advocate Mnisi is informing the court about this problem or this challenge that they are now faced as a defense. Family, let's watch and listen.
We just want to mention that Mr. Mngomezulu has asked to be excused for today.
Okay. It's made arrangements, somebody must stand in for him.
I think he has asked Advocate Mnisi to stand in for him.
Fine.
As it please the court, my lord.
Yes.
Mr. Mngomezulu requested me to stand in for him, and as I would hereby do, my lord.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, my lord. Now to the issue. We received a communication from the Legal Aid Board South Africa this morning, wherein they indicated a certain position that would have an impact on the process of the proceedings of the trial. Basically, what they are indicating is that our legal expert is only here and only on behalf of accused number 3 to the exclusion of all these other accused. His presence here at court, and when the expert witnesses that are going to be called or that have been called by the state, when they are cross-examined, he can only be here when they are cross-examined on behalf of accused number 3 to the exclusion of all the other accused. They are also indicating that in an event that there would be further expert witnesses that the state is going to call in relation to the ballistic evidence, he can only, that they will not cover his presence here at court. In other words, their cross-examination should proceed in his presence. In other words, whoever that is going to cross-examine those further witnesses that are going to be called by the state, they will not finance that process. So we are in a bit of a catch-22 situation, my lord, because we having regard to the allegations in the indictment, where common purpose is alleged, etc., 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 might not go into those dynamics. We would therefore request and implore the court to give us an opportunity to approach them in order to clarify certain issues in this regard, my lord. Because basically that would mean the presence of Mr. Pieterse when Mr. Ramusipili was cross-examining Lieutenant Colonel Mangena, that will not be covered. So those are some of the dynamics that needs to be ironed out as to who then is going to foot that bill. So I would therefore request, my lord, that we be afforded the opportunity to approach them to clarify these issues that have already been raised and further other issues which might be raised thereafter. Thank you, my lord.
So the communication, was it through a letter?
It was through an email, my lord. I can read it to the court, my lord.
Yeah, if you so desire, fine.
No, well, I would be led by the court in that respect, my lord.
Yeah, let's hear what the email says.
Thank you, my lord. The email is from Mrs. Flavia Isola. Flavia Isola, that's the lady that came here to give an explanation on behalf of Legal Aid Board. And it says, "Good day. Mr. Pieterse quoted Legal Aid Pretoria office based on the information received from you. Please note that Mr. Pieterse's attendance is limited to cross-examination of the state ballistic witness by Advocate Mnisi only, and his evidence in chief and the cross-examination by the state. Unfortunately, we cannot consider that Mr. Pieterse be present during the evidence of the allegedly additional ballistic witnesses. Mr. Pieterse will only be paid as per the purchase order issued and no additional time, and we cannot give the assurance requested. Thank you." From Flavia Isola.
What's the assurance which was requested? What is the assurance which was requested? Because they speak about they cannot exceed.
Just to give a bit of a background,
Yeah.
When Mr. Pieterse quoted them, it was on the assumption of certain dates that probably the cross-examination of Lieutenant Colonel Mangena will go up to 3 days. But it has exceeded those days. I then penned an email to them requesting a clarification. Requesting a clarification on what should then be the way forward. This is basically their response now. Because he has already been here for almost more than 7 days. It's more than 5 days, 6 days, yes. And already Mr. Ramusipili, as I've indicated, has already actually started with Mr. Mngomezulu who cross-examined Lieutenant Colonel Mangena in the presence of Mr. Pieterse. Mr. Ramusipili came. I also came. Now it was Advocate Numalo who was on the podium. Now we're getting the email. So those are some of the aspects that we need to go and iron out with them.
Any comment by the state?
As it please the court, madam. Thank you.
So, please, we suggest that maybe the meeting should take place that is being suggested, and we can maybe take the matter from there after the meeting.
What was the suggestion, by the way?
The suggestion was that the matter should stand down for some time so that they can get in touch with legal aid to try and thresh out this issue.
Okay, fine. Yeah, in the nature of things, you know, I can interfere. Once the matter has started, I can't be ahead to say this and this and that must happen regarding your defense. I mean, it's obvious.
That is correct.
Yeah. So the only thing I can do is to ascertain for you that you should contact the Legal Aid Board and have further discussions with them, and then you can advise the court what is the decision which you have reached. So if you say I must adjourn, I can do it up to 11:30 or whatever. What time is that now?
It's 10:34, maybe up until the short adjournment.
11:30?
Yes, 11:30.
Okay, fine. We'll adjourn until 11:30 then.
Family, what are you saying about this? You know, some problems are unavoidable. Some problems we can avoid. Most of the people, or let me say most of us, especially when we buy things, as long as you're going to receive what you want or what you need, you don't care about reading the contracts. We don't care about doing that. But instead, what we are looking at, it's what we're going to get. And at the end, we end up having to be bound by some things that you did not even expect. Like, for an example, today, if they read what they have signed for, they could have seen this. Because I doubt if the Legal Aid Board just said, no, it's okay, we'll do it for you. There are forms they have completed. There are contracts that they were supposed to have read. And for the mere fact that today they are faced with this challenge, it is clear that they didn't read that, family. So how do you become that careless to just sign without reading, especially for such issues, delicate issues like these ones? Maybe the reason why Legal Aid Board is saying we'll only pay for the services here, Pieterse, to accused number 3 is because accused number 3 is the one who is allegedly having found in a possession of the gun that is alleged that it is the one that has killed Senzo Meyiwa. So maybe, according to Legal Aid, they feel that the other 4 accused, they are not affected by this gun issue. So I'm just thinking, why do they choose accused number 3 only and not all the 5 accused? So I don't know. Maybe in the comment section, let's talk about that. But let's hope they're able to sort out this matter, because now it's going to be a lot of unnecessary costs. Because the family of this 5 accused, I doubt if they will be able to pay for all these other, expenses. So in the comment section, family, let's talk about this. Let me hear from you. What are you saying about this? How do you understand this? Am I interpreting it as it is, or maybe you get it in a different way? Let's talk. And thank you so much for your support, family. Thank you, thank you, thank you for supporting this channel. You are much appreciated, very much appreciated. Please do not forget to like this video before you leave. Subscribe for my channel if you haven't done so yet. I love you, family. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bye.